Performing measurements, first of all, we need to design a route. In VipSense-Q software for VD5 series, you can define up to 5 departments. For each department, you can define up to 30 machines, and for each machine, you can define up to 32 measurement points. So now I want to define a test route and download it on VD5 to take some measurements and do some analysis. So I go to route design and I choose a name for my first department as, for example, unit 100. I select the add department. As you see, there's a department added here in the route and added into my list of departments. Now I want to choose a machine for this department. So I select unit 100 and I choose a machine name, for example, fan 1010, and I select add machine, and I add another machine, for example, pump 1020, and I select add machine. As you see, when I add machines, they are added to the corresponding department which has been selected over here. Now I need to define another department, for example, unit 200. I choose the unit 200 and I do select define the machine as fan 2020 and another machine as pump, excuse me, pump, for example, 2030. I select add machine. Now my machines are added here in the list of the machines. I can choose each of the machines that I like and then define measurement points for them, so that when I go on site for measuring with VD5 portable data collector, I can browse in these machines and points and record data, time signal, FFT spectrum, and overall value measurements for each of these points. Now I define several points. For example, for fan 1010, I define a drive end 1x x direction in the unit that I like, for example G in RMS, and I can define alarm values here. For example, I define 3.5 G's of alarm value, and when I choose add, you see the point is added here. And I select another machine. For that I choose, for example, 9 drive end, 1 horizontal. I select add. For pump 2030, I choose the machine first here. I define the points and I use add. I can define several points for this machine and axial. For fan 2020, first I choose it from here. I change the measurement type to millimeters per second, and can even change the value of the alarm value. And I define new points like 1 axial, 1 horizontal, and 1 vertical. Even for each machine or measurement location, we can add some photos, so that when later on we look at the photo, when we load the route or trend, we can see the photo of the measurement location. In case of any mistakes, we can be known of that. For doing this, I choose every point that I like and I then select the assigned photo. I browse to my computer where I know I got some photos over there. I choose, for example, this photo for this point, and I choose this photo. Oh, I chose this. Okay. Now I have made a simple route that I would like to download it to VD5 and get to perform some insight measurements. To this end, I select save button and I browse to the VipSense directory. When I connect the VD5 to my computer, there will be added a drive like a flash or hard drive, which is called VipSense, usually, for example, as partition G or partition H. I select now, for example, D, and here I route.txt. I select OK, and this is saved.